All right, it's called to the order of the council meeting of Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Please stand for pledge allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads for a moment of silence. Amen.
Okay, Mr. Barnes?
Here.
Mr. Herzl?
Here.
Mr. Levichuk?
Here.
Mr. Madden?
Here.
Mr. Pulcini?
Here.
Mr. Winslow?
Here.
Mr. Crowley?
Here. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given pursuant to Public Law 1975, Chapter 231. With that being said, we will go for reports from the mayor and administration. Jerry?
I just have a couple updates tonight. The agenda includes a second reading for the bond ordinance at the Sandcastle Park Recreation Complex at 34th Street. As I remind you, we had $3.5 million grant from the county to help cover the cost, and we're recommending you approve that tonight. State-of-the-art playground. We're gonna have an outdoor stage for special events, a dunk court, thanks Tony, for disabilities, excuse me. We resurface our tennis courts, new restroom facilities, and pickleball courts and more. With the construction schedule, we're a little update because of the supply chain. The playground equipment is going to take about 5 to 7 months. So we're going to hold off on doing anything until after the summertime because we don't want to start getting into it and it not be done for.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Can we not ask it to be a dunk court so there's people not dunking on it, but there's kids there that can play on it that are supposed to? Because then if it's a dunk court, then people that can dunk will be on there.
Then Tony will be out there dunking.
I was just going to say that.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you for that correction. Also, we're going out to bid for the downtown streetlights on Asbury Avenue. Again, there'll be a state-of-the-art system to control lighting levels. The posts will be able to accommodate our holiday decorations and separate low-height bollard system we'll use for speakers, preventing the noise from going up to the second-story residence. We plan to do it one block at a time, where we're going to start at 6th Street. And we will be going to the downtown merchant meeting with the plans and our project manager to explain exactly how we're going to do it. Tonight on the agenda, we have 2 items related to the beaches. One seeks the declaration of a local emergency related to our eroded downtown beaches. This could be a tool to help our legislators who are fighting to fund an Army Corps beach replenishment project. Today we did talk to Congressman Van Drew. We have a couple other ideas that we're working on, so I'll be bringing that to council shortly. And then the other item is to award a professional services contract to help us get permits for necessary emergency work to get done. Also met with the police chief on the new police building, and I will be, probably in a couple weeks or so, we'll be bringing some concepts to council, a couple at a time like we've done in the past. Michael?
Yes. Yes, the mayor asked me just to bring you up to date, because at the last meeting, Councilman Hartzell did bring a proposal as far as doing the playground at the beach between 5th and 6th Street. I just want to update you on this, where we started and where we are now. Certainly Mr. Hartzell brought up many months ago. It wasn't a new idea, but certainly he officially presented it. So after he brought up originally, and it's the beach right there, I think you're familiar with the boardwalk, between the boardwalk and the parking lot where the volleyball courts are, there's some dune there as well. So we did look at it, and excluding the dunes, actually square foot area where the volleyball courts, where there's open space, was about 2,700 square feet. And when we first did that, we did look at just buying playground equipment, what it might cost for a 20,000 square feet playground with some of our vendors. And it came in for about $1.5 million to $2 million for equipment to do a playground. And then we checked with Green Acres, and they did not have an objection to putting a playground on the beach here. So Green Acres, they were okay with the idea. The only thing is we certainly have to get a permit. That cost me about $1,000 to get a permit. We checked with our environmental consultant. She's, has obviously relationships within the state, and they pretty much told us we wouldn't be able to put any kind of surface down on it. It had to be, the playground had to be on the beach. And at one point we talked about maybe a water feature or a play area, and they said no plumbing can be run through the beach there, so that would have to be eliminated from any project there. Obviously we know in that area, There's some erosion there, certainly water runs through there, so there's some concerns with that, what we could do about that. So then we figured, well, is there any way to do some sort of bulkhead there to stop water erosion from flowing through there if we're going to put a playground there and protect that? Our consultant said a permit for that would probably be about $30,000 to do a permit, and it didn't seem like there was a very good chance of getting that. But that would be, if we want to explore that, that'd be the cost to see if we had a shop. It didn't seem favorable that we'd be able to do that. In the meantime, we did start reaching out to some people in the neighborhood, just get a feel if they would support the project, bring it forward. There wasn't much support there that we felt most of the people didn't want to see something put there. We also, I know, was brought up with the Boardwalk Merchants, and that was discussed, but nothing ever came forward from the Boardwalk Merchants to encourage the city to move forward with it either. I know we sent out an email a couple weeks ago. I know council, besides Mr. Hartzell, nobody from council really has approached us to move forward as a project there either. So certainly we appreciate the offer. Anybody wants to give money to the city to build a project, we do appreciate Mr. Hartzell bringing that forward. But certainly at this time, especially the storm a couple weeks ago, I had to go back. We are very nervous with water and erosion in the area. That always seems to be our weak spot when there's issues. So, and right now we don't have any money in the capital plan. So if we wanted to move forward, we have to amend that to do something this year or something we can start to look at in 2026. So I guess I just wanted to bring it forward to see if council had any ideas or direction. If he wants to keep us move forward with this, or where we might be as far as moving this project forward. So.
All right. That being said, not to put anyone on the spot, but why don't we have not public comment? Why don't we have a comment? Dave, we'll just go, I think, like we normally do, around the table.
Okay. Thanks for the information, Michael. I wasn't aware of some of those things. I'm all for a playground. I have 4 grandchildren, and I think playgrounds in town will be great. However, we have 31 playgrounds in town right now. And again, we're doing a big expansion, renovation at 34th Street. So maybe it would be good down there. My concern is when we met with the vendor, one of the vendors, Leathers, they said it can't operate at night. They never allow their playgrounds to operate at night. Well, I think one of the ideas that Mr. Councilman Hartzell put forward which was a great idea, is to get more business down that end of the boardwalk. Well, I don't think kids are necessarily going to, they're given a choice between going to the beach, playing in the ocean, or going to a playground. I think those are 2 competing things, and I think the ocean, in most cases, would probably win out. So with the concerns that I wasn't aware of, and the expense, I have some concerns supporting it. As much as I love playgrounds for kids, I'm not sure. And maybe with more research, I'd have a different opinion, but thinking through all the analytics of that, I don't think we're ready yet.
Okay. And I did mention that at every council, I did set up Zooms for everybody to meet Leathers and had to answer questions to them. I'm Mr. Hartzell request. We did do that as well. Yes.
Jody?
I'm limited with what I'm going to say in my answer until I hear Keith's response and where he would be on all this. But in a nutshell, I think it is a great idea to do something there. We have been talking about it for quite a bit. Maybe perhaps what my vision of a playground, or Keith's vision of a playground, or the public's vision, or your vision, it might be completely different. But the idea of doing something there that's free and open to the public, even if it's just restricted to daytime and late afternoon and what have you, not at night, I don't see a reason not to explore that. It's a pretty dead area there, and something needs to ignite there to get to the north end of the boardwalk. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with having a 30-second playground. But for now, in light of some of this information, which makes sense, I'm sure Keith is capable of doing more research and continuing his expedition to doing something great there. So I'll leave it to him.
So almost every town has a playground on their beach, or an amphitheater. A lot of them are not bulkheaded. Some of them are actually on the other side. I don't see an issue with the playground coming down because it is going to be well put into the ground. I know in St. Augustine where they have one at floods, they've had no loss, they've had no problems. Nor anybody up or down the coast has had a loss or a problem. Why we would particularly have a loss and a problem nobody else is, just doesn't make sense to me. If we go with the Leathers build, the Leathers Build is a community project, okay, so what happens is they come down and they go into the community and ask the community what they want. And that would include the people at Fish Street. So if the size of it had to come down because they thought it was too close to their homes, that could certainly be looked at. And the other thing is I'm not an expert, but the majority of the kids that would use that before it got dark out, okay? It gets dark about 8:30. I'm not against lights or anything of that nature, and the playground would be ours. So if the city wanted to put lights in, we could do that. But in my mind, the average kid that's gonna go to that's anywhere from 2, 3 years old to probably 10 or 12. They're gonna go earlier. I'm not an expert, but I worked for him for 2 years and had to walk through Playland all the time, and I can tell you when the kids are there and when they're not. It's not after 9 o'clock usually, because they're kids. So from that standpoint, the Leathers Build gives you a lot more than you just buying the playground, because the town puts it together. So that's what reduces the total cost. So I could get a $1 million playground for about $800,000 if the community does the build, and that's the whole idea, is to get everybody involved in the design of it and the build to create all kinds of momentum and big thrill. Then you'll get a piece of land for me worth $800,000. You guys can do whatever you want. You know, you could sell it and then boom, it's equal. The other thing is, what I would encourage you to do is join in with me and raise money, because everybody else raises the money. So you have my $800,000 sitting, then we have a goal of raising the $800,000. Veteran just raised money, and everybody is able to do this. They're all able to do it in all the areas that you say it can't be done, because they have the will to do it. It's all about will. When you're trying to do something, I have the will. This type of playground is much larger than a regular playground, and because it's designed by the community, will have things that the community wants that are different than any other playground we have. So to compare it with any one of our playgrounds, I'll bring a brochure and put it in everybody's mailbox. They're nothing like it. They're not even close. They're not even in the same hemisphere as to what the community can do with the build. So there's options to raise money. There's options to use my money. You don't have to keep my lot. You could sell it. Now you've got $800,000, because the way that would work for me is I get the tax deduction and you get no capital gain. So you guys will get an $800,000 lot, and you can decide what you want to do with it. You can put it in inventory, you could use it for housing. There's all kinds of things you could do. But I think the most unique thing is because I've got $800,000 sitting there. I bet if we all worked real hard, we'd raise $800,000. So I'm trying to take any kind of risk out of it, and whatever we don't raise, then it jumps in off that lot. I just see every other community doing it. I mean, there's 3,800 communities have done it with over 3 million volunteers. And these beach playgrounds are everywhere, and some are on the opposite side of the boardwalk, and nobody's having a problem. Nobody's having a problem accomplishing it. Nobody's having a problem doing it. So from that standpoint, if you have specific things that you want me to answer, send me an email. I'll go do all the research. I know Mrs. McCrossin talked to Asbury Park, and most of what I just said is pretty much what's going on there. So I don't want to go on too long, but this works. There's a ton of them in Florida. You want to talk about hurricanes? There's a ton of them in Florida, no loss. Everybody's good, and they work, and they're packed. They are packed. And they're packed during the daytime, so this whole misnomer that's not going to happen, because they're in beach communities. Not everybody goes to the beach every day, and one of the things about this is a lot of parents will sit there and have their beach time while their kids are playing, and then they go into the water. So it works hand in hand. And like I said, I'm only going.
Only because I guess the original purpose I thought was to attract, at least my notes, was to attract people there at nighttime and bring people to the boardwalk.
Yeah, so nighttime includes up to 8 o'clock. Right, so.
Well, it depends on the time of year, obviously. July 4th, you're almost 8:39, but in the summer, it's 7:30, that's dark along the boardwalk. So this depends on the time of year.
And I can just tell you, like I said, for my time walking through Playland, and the optimum time for the younger kids to be there is 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So that would get them started. And, when I ran Main Street, what happened was, I had a couple events I put on. I had movies up in Statons. I was getting 300-400 people up there. We had evenings on Asbury. We were getting 2,000 people there. And I went to every hotel and did brochures, and then I hand put brochures all around town, like 85 locations. And here's what I found. The hotels were so happy we had something else, because each and every hotel said, you know what? A lot of times people come in for 3, 4, 5 days, they can't afford the boardwalk every night. So when I ran the downtown, we filled that void. And that void became excellent for us and the hotels, because there was something else to do. And this is all I'm trying to do. I'm gonna capture people down at that Fifth Street lot. There's a bathroom there, they get started, and maybe they play for an hour, and then they see there's another amusement park. You think they're gonna turn around and go home? No, they're gonna walk down. And as I said before, the one in St. Augustine, there was pushback at the beginning. Now 80% of the people in the town, when surveyed, loved it. The other thing is what will happen also is sometimes one spouse will watch the kids while the other spouse goes and shops and does other things. All I can say is I work everybody everywhere else. That's all I can say.
Right.
So
I mean, obviously playgrounds are
to have
different
it not work
locations
here
too.
don't make any
They have
sense.
different purposes. Obviously, we're worried about the boardwalk and nighttime, getting people up there, where I'm sure St. Augustine's probably busy during the day. If you want us to look at, keep it busy during the day, that's a different charge.
St. Augustine's
Yeah,
busy.
let me jump in and just, I'm not sorry, not me. The point of me going around the table is, I just want to say, are we going to keep expending, manpower and hours to do this? Is that the intent of council? Or is there not enough interest to do that? Or, do you want to get to the point where 3 of you want to put it on the agenda? But we don't really need to debate, nighttime and all that sort of thing. Let's just give me your thoughts, and then let's come to some kind of consensus on how we move or don't move forward. Sean?
Well, I love the idea of doing something on the north end of the boardwalk, obviously, because of everything that's going on up there. But I do have a couple questions. You said $30,000 for the bulkhead design cost. Did you run up numbers for the actual bulkhead itself, the construction of the bulkhead?
I did not.
Do we know how long the bulkhead would be?
We didn't take those next steps because obviously we had to go to council first, see if we want to spend $30,000 for a permit. I mean, it'd be the length of the block, I assume, right around there, so what's that?
That's an expensive bulkhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any idea of maintenance costs annually? Anybody budget that? Do we have any clue how much it would cost, even though we're getting gifted this?
Right, I mean, honestly, you'd like to see what the final playground is, so we know, you know, what kind of maintenance would be. Because originally, we researched, and Mr. Hart's person had 20,000 square feet, so it'd be smaller than what, the cost is. So we know the final product, we won't know the final maintenance cost of it.
And we can go smaller, depending on what you guys would look at.
I mean, that's really my only question that jumped out at there, this new information has been shared tonight, but, I'm not crazy about building anything on the sand. I'm a keep the marshes undeveloped and keep the beaches undeveloped type of guy, but, I understand the need down there. I don't know if we have enough information really to keep going forward.
All right, Tony?
Yeah, to reiterate, Dave or everybody, we do need something down there. I don't know in the daytime if it's as important as more at nighttime, because daytime people love the beach. But I think more importantly is the cost right now. I think we need to have some more information what it's really gonna cost, some of the questions that Sean brought up. I don't think it's just gonna be $1 million or $1.6 million. It could be a lot more. If we're doing a playground at 34th Street for that kind of money, I think it's gonna be a lot more than what we think. So, at this point, I'd like to find out some more information what it's really gonna cost.
I think at this point, we're creating a problem to act like we're finding a solution. So this hasn't had a ton of support from council or the community from the jump, which is about a year. So I don't think we should move forward with it, and I also don't think it's worth $800,000. That's just my professional opinion.
Okay.
You don't think the lot's worth the
Correct.
I got an appraisal, so that was appraised at. The city would obviously get their own appraisal.
Correct, yeah, we haven't got an appraisal on the line.
No, but I got an appraisal.
Yeah,
so-
no, you did.
And it's a well-versed and very talented appraiser, so I think she'd be offended by that.
All right, well, thank you for your thoughts. Moving forward, if it is something that we want to put on the agenda and expand, go down more man hours and that sort of thing, the way the rules are written, 3 of you would need to contact me via email that that's the direction you want to go. And then, if and then, we can go forward with, but for now, I would say, towards the administration, until there's a clear intent from the council, I don't want to see time and money and all that sort of thing used towards something that's not yet approved. If that
It
makes
sounds like
sense.
Mr. Hartzell did work on this proposal, so we didn't want to ignore it, so we wanted to present everything we've done and just get the contract.
I appreciate that. I just want to protect the taxpayers here as well.
So, if you don't mind, I understand what you're saying, but how do you envision Keith proceeding with information if we're restricting the administration from sort of working with him, if we're saying it's not worth their time or their effort right now?
Until 3 councilmen up here indicate that it's a project that they want to see move forward, I don't think, is it 4, Keith? I'm sorry. 4. I thought 3 to put it on the agenda, 4 to approve it, right?
Is it 4 to go on the agenda?
I think it's 4.
The last time you made me get 4 to go on the agenda.
4 at a meeting, I think it's 4.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to leave you
4 to
with.
approve it.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Jerry?
Got it.
Okay. All right, anything else, Michael?
No, that's all.
Thank you.
And thank you, gentlemen.
One more thing, Terry. We were in Atlantic City, we got awards, let George explain to him, because it's his borough.
Today, we were at the New Jersey Association for Floodplain Management's annual conference, and a lot of engineers, a lot of floodplain managers, good stuff. In any event, the city was given the award for 2025's outstanding floodplain management for all of the city's efforts over the past years in floodplain management, in adopting ordinances that require our properties to be built to the appropriate flood standards, recognizing all of the work we've done with flood mitigation. As council knows, and I think the public knows, we have pump stations throughout the town between 1st and 8th Street, West 17th Street, between 29th and 34th Street, Merriam Park. We also have another successful flood mitigation project we accomplished on Waterview Boulevard. It didn't involve pumps, but it was a successful project. We have 14 pump stations now with 38 pumps throughout town. And today's award was a testament to what Ocean City has done and the leadership that the mayor and council have shown in flood mitigation. I can tell you, talking to my peers, that people look to Ocean City for how to do it, how to keep a barrier island, how to do flood mitigation on a barrier island. We can't totally prevent flooding. When we get events like we just had, when the waters are up at elevation 7, it's going to take more than what we've done. But the fact is that we are way ahead of the curve, and we're going to stay there. And today's award was, as I said, recognition of that for the city, and you all should be proud of that. So,
The
thank
only
you.
other thing I want him to touch base on is, and I can't think of it right now, I'm sorry, it's about at the end, when they came up with the new codes going up at 5 feet. And
Yeah, there is some concerns, because and we should keep our eye on this. We've talked before about the New Jersey Pact/REAL, the protection against climate threat, and those rules that were put into effect, or not put into effect, that are proposed by the current administration, which would require us to elevate properties, I think, 5 feet. We expect, what we were told, that they may be adopted before the governor leaves office and take effect in 2026. Now, we do expect that it'll be litigated. We don't expect that it'll go through without some fight, but it is a concern with if we have to do that. So we're going to keep our eye on that and make sure that we do our part to ensure that common sense regulations are put into effect, as opposed to regulations that are geared probably more, for events that would occur 100 or more years from now.
They told us they were going to go 4. Now they're talking about going 5 feet. It just,
But, and they're also, you know, everyone thinks whatever the new governor comes in at any time, because stuff, they're writing them so strict that the next governor or whatever won't be able to do it. So this is something very, very serious. It's going to, you know, you talk about going up, just talk about height, forget it. I mean, they're going to be 35, 40 feet up in the air. I mean, they added that, there's extra couple of feet, and we didn't get enough time to really talk to them about it, but this will affect everybody. And it'll affect, and again, the lawsuits, and it seems like the lawyers, no offense, will be making all the money again. But it's just, I get it. There's nothing, you know, it's good to look into the future and all that kind of stuff, but there's got to be a right way of doing it. It's like they're really throwing everything at us right now, and it'll affect us all. So, but it was a good meeting today. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we will go out to our first citizen comment. The first citizen comment is for agenda items only. So when you come forward, if you can give us an idea of what agenda item you're talking about. Sometimes it's hard to follow. First up is Joe Wagner.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. David, Jody, Keith, Sean, Tony, Peter, Terry, Melissa, George, the General, Dorothy. As my compass shows, Ocean City, New Jersey is heading in the right direction. I have personally canvassed the boardwalk with my Petticoat electric bike and found a total of 21 abandoned bikes. And
Joe,
reported them.
Can you wait till, this is just for agenda meetings only? All
Oh, I'm sorry.
right, so we'll have another public comment. We can talk about bikes and all that.
Agenda,
Yep,
agenda, hotel.
it's not on the agenda.
What's on the agenda?
I'll get to you, please.
You'll get
Talk
to it.
afterwards.
George Tuthill.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, I apologize.
Good, man. George Tuthill, 717 Central Avenue. I'd like to, I guess, talk about Resolution 25-62, 515.
Thank you.
There's no bikes there. I sent everybody an email today. I'm not sure if you got a chance to look at it or care to look at it or what have you. I'll just read what I sent for anybody that cares to hear about this resolution. Opening, I'd like to say, summer of 2024, there was a citizen that was from Ocean City that came forward and shared information at a meeting on the damage and dangers of LED lighting, but was told to speak to a council member offline. Leaving all those in attendance, if they cared or not, had no further information shared with them about the LED issue that was presented. So saying that, I was asking for resolution number 2562-515, authorizing the advertisement of city contract number 26-12, downtown street improvements from 6th Street to 7th Street to be tabled. I know we're behind the 8 ball. There's so many LED lights on the boardwalk in the city as it is. There's issues. My concern is, I was asking for it to be tabled until further research on the health implications of LED lighting on human health are brought to the public's knowledge. The health implications of passing the resolution, as well as past resolutions involving LED lighting that were pushed forward previously, are subject to scrutiny with the information that I am sharing with you. The Ocean City citizens' health and well-being far outweigh any possible benefits that LED lighting may offer. I respectfully ask that you review just a few of the many educational links and writings on the subject of LED lighting, EMF, RF, that is slowly killing our health, and I included those at the bottom. I have so much more other information. I didn't want you reading for hours. Can get boring after a while. Anybody that's listening or would like to take notes or even cares about this, there's an email. It's called lamplightdecorativelighting.com. Look under industry news, blog, improved health cities, changing streetlights. Talks about all the devastation of LED and the things it's doing to our body, our eyes. It's not just the streetlights, it's cars. There's no federal regulations. There's nothing. There's been no testing on humans with this. Again, I say it's a little bit late because we already have LED lights, and I'm sure you're not going to not do 6th Street and 7th Street. But if I don't say something, then I can't bitch later. Excerpts below are shared from www.softlights.org. and there's a bunch of information there. You might have looked at it, multiple paragraphs there. So go to ban, you can also go to Ban Blinding LEDs. There's a Facebook group. Soft Lights Foundation, there's a Facebook group. And then the two .orgs and .com that I shared with you. If anybody cares or wishes to have any idea about LED lights or wants to learn about it, you can go there. Like I said, there's LED lights all on the boardwalk. It's up and down the streets. It's car lights, it's city worker lights. It's blinding. I was coming home on my son's birthday at nighttime, and I don't really drive a lot at night, but the lights, it's unbelievable. But it's neither here nor there. I guess I'm late to the party, but I did talk about this before, and the federal government has to do things about it and put some stringent tests on it and what's being done to us as human beings. But if I didn't say anything, I would feel bad that I didn't. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Dave?
David Breeden, 114 Victoria Lane, Marion Park, resolution number 13, payment of claims. At the September 25th council meeting, when you approved on first reading the ordinance for the acquisition of the Crown Bank building, you also approved the professional service contract for $64,000 for design work to place the police department in the Crown Bank building. As we know, 5 days later, the mayor decided wisely not to purchase the Crown Bank building, and I had two thoughts immediately. I was relieved that we were not moving into a 100-year-old building and that we would save $64,000 in professional fees because there would be no need to design for that design work. Sadly, that is not the case. Even though you approved the contract on September 25th, the work for that contract started in July. And it proceeded to such a point that at the end of August, 75% of it was done without the due diligence of the building being completed. So that's why there's a payment on the bill list for $48,000 tonight. We'll just add that to the list of growing expenditures for plans that we will never use. Now, if there was an emergency, natural disaster, state of emergency, yes, sometimes you take action and the paperwork catches up. Been there, done that. This was not the case. Poor planning, no planning, or haphazard planning does not constitute an emergency. Now, I know the response to some will be, well, 48,000, 64,000, whatever that amount is, that's a rounding error when you have a budget of well over $100 million. True, but the way I look at it is $48,000. That could put a lot of police officers on the boardwalk in the summer. That could put a lot of lifeguards on the beach. That could put a lot of ADA mats on the beach. That could pay for a lot of items that Mr. Allegretto listed tonight. That's the way I view the $48,000. Mayor, hopefully you do also view and appreciate the value of taxpayer money, because I'm simply at a loss why we started the professional service contract in July when due diligence wasn't completed. And I guess more troubling is, why couldn't you be straightforward saying, you're approving a contract tonight, at least 75% is already done? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that, we'll go into reports from City Council. David? Jody?
I'm good.
Keith?
I think I already have.
All right. If you want to pass, we're fine with that.
Yeah,
All right, good. Sean? Sean, you good? Tony? Pete? Okay, I'm good as well. Without, what? I'm sorry.
Before you move on, can we respond?
Sure, I'm sorry.
I just want to address the comments that were just made about the public safety building. I just want, first of all, the mayor and council decided not to move into that building. That was a joint decision. It was also a decision, the mayor and council, to proceed with the professional service work that we did with McLeese Architecture. It was a decision that was made with discussion with council leadership and understanding that we would bring that professional service contract forward later, which we did in September. And we've had a number of decisions that were made with the mayor and with council, with some of them with the full council, some of them just with council leadership when we advance this thing. So, and we absolutely don't look at any expenditure, whether it's a nickel or $48,000, as a rounding error. Sometimes you move forward and you make decisions to do things in the best interest of the community, and sometimes they don't work out. And we went through a process here, and we did what we thought was the correct thing, and we did it in conjunction with the council. The mayor has, in my experience, does not do things unilaterally without discussing them with council. I wanted to make that clear because it's an important thing to understand that we work together here to try to do what's best for the community, try to do things that are as efficient and as effective as possible. And when we finally went through completed our due diligence, all of it on 801 Asbury, we decided not to move forward with it, but I think everyone agrees and everyone had concurred that we should go through that process. There was an opportunity, potentially, to save significant dollars, but after we went through a detailed process, we realized not in the city's best interest. So, just wanted to make that clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with that, can I have a motion to adopt the regular city council meeting minutes of Thursday, October 9th, 2025?
So move, Winslow.
Second.
Mr. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Hartzell?
Yes.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
it didn't come out.
Mr. Levchuk?
Yeah.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Pulcini?
Yes.
Mr. Winslow?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes. Okay, there's one ordinance this evening. It's a second reading, ordinance 25-13. Can I have a motion to take up ordinance 2513 on second reading?
So move, Winslow.
Second.
Mr. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Hartzell?
Yes.
Mr. Levchuk?
Yes.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Pulcini?
Yes.
Mr. Winslow?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance number 2513, a bond ordinance providing for renovations to 3400 block of West and Asbury Avenue Recreation Facility in and by the city of Ocean City in the county of Cape May, New Jersey, appropriating $7,500,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,809,500 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Good evening, Council. As the title indicates, and as the mayor explained earlier, this is the funding ordinance for the new 34th Street Playground. You'll note that you're appropriating $7.5 million, but you're only bonding 95% of $4 million, which is the city's contribution because of the $3.5 million contribution by the county.
Okay, since it is second reading, we will have public comment on this ordinance and this ordinance only. Seeing that, anyone on this side for public comment on this side? No? Okay. Questions, comments, council, Dave, Jody,
I'm good.
Keith,
I'm
Sean?
good, sir, thank you.
I'm just glad that we're at this point. Stuff's been done down there. It's going to be a beautiful park once it gets done. I hope it gets done sooner rather than later because costs keep going up.
Agreed. Tony?
I just wanted to share a little history of the little special needs, or what we call it, or dunk court. So my wife, about 4 years ago, and her friend, we ran from Washington, D.C. to New York City and raised over $4,000. It was World Down Syndrome Day. So we raised this money and they wanted to do something for it. So we've had this in the account for 4 to 5 years now, and we finally are able to give it back, and we want to do that in donating to the city when we redo this playground, a little court for kids that have special needs to be able to play, and also we wanted to give back to that and do something really nice. So I've been at Michael and for years about this, and we're finally getting it done, so I appreciate it and looking forward to it.
Good, thank you.
And Sean, real quick, we are ordering everything. It's just gonna take time, so we're gonna get everything here, and then we're gonna put it in. So
Okay.
We're gonna, yeah, we're saving money, I know.
All right, Peter, you good?
I can't wait to help Michael dunk.
I'll dunk you.
I'll dunk on you.
All right. With that, can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2513 on second reading?
So moved, Winslow.
Second.
Mr. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Hartzell?
Yes.
Mr. Levchuk?
Yes.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Pulcini?
Yes.
Mr. Winslow?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes. With that, we'll move into the consent agenda. All resolutions listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be acted by one motion. If the mayor or any councilperson wishes to a particular resolution to be considered separately, it will be removed from the consent agenda. Does anyone have anything to be removed? Okay. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Who's the second?
Jody.
Jody.
Sorry.
That's okay. Mr. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Hartzell?
Yes.
Mr. Levchuk?
Yes.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Pulcini?
Yes.
Mr. Winslow?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley?
Yes. That will go into pending business. David?
I just wanted to say something about the 34th Street Playground. You know, we came up with designs earlier in the year, had talked to a lot of people. Dan Kelsner and his team did a fantastic job in reimagining that playground, which has been there for years and years, and it really needs a facelift. So he did a great job. So we developed some plans, and then we had some community members come forward and asked if there was any way we could make some changes. So we listened to them, we went back, and we did some substantial changes to the program, to the design, so that held it back a little tiny bit. But I think it was well worth it, because the design changes that they came up with were almost brilliant. So I think it's gonna be a great playground and park. And the thing I'm excited about is the equipment, as Councilman mentioned, is for children with disabilities. A lot of the equipment will be very sensory, and it's going to attract a wide range of activities for younger children, as well as adults in some of the areas. You know, and the equipment that we're ordering is from the same company that we ordered for the gym down at 6th Street, and I think we all agree, if we've been there, it's just absolutely fantastic. So I think by waiting a little tiny bit, again, most of the delay is in the manufacturing piece of it and the sourcing of it. But I think a little bit of delay and getting a lot more citizen input, some really great ideas that hadn't came forward. So we stopped, backtracked, looked at that, ordering the stuff, and it's just going to be a fantastic playground once we get it open. Thank you.
Thank you. Jody, pending?
I'm good.
Keith, pending?
I'm good, sir, thank you.
Sean?
Nothing pending.
Tony?
Nothing.
Pete?
No pending.
I'm good. New business? David? Jody?
Just in new business yesterday, I'll keep it brief. The on boardwalk zone review committee met yesterday for the first time. 9 people on that committee. It's a very good, strong committee of 9 residents from Ocean City. And we will be meeting regularly for the foreseeable future with our secondary meetings. And we did appoint Jocelyn Palaganis to be our secretary and spokesperson.
Great. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Keith?
Thanks for the update too. I know you guys already started out very professionally, and what I like about it is you're not going to say anything to anybody. You're going to work on it first. And that would be a welcome thing, so there won't be a lot of arguing until it actually comes. So I really appreciate the level. I know you guys laid out some things that you wanted to do and mission statement and that type of things. That level of professionalism is uncommon in a lot of areas, and I'm tickled pink that you guys will work on it. And it's not that it's not in secret, it's just to get something done and then bring it to the public. And when it's brought to the public, you'll know what it is, and we'll all get a chance to examine it, and hopefully a lot of it will be hashed out. So people go, wow, that might work. So I'm really hoping for the best, and I know all the people personally on the group, and they're all stellar people. And I can't wait to see the work get done, but don't rush it, because this will do it right and see where we go.
Great. Sean?
Yeah, thank you, all 3 of you, for your comments on that. And just to let everybody know, the public will be engaged. There will be parts of the process where we will be reaching out and asking for public comment and interaction with that process. That's
Great.
it.
Tony?
No, Terry, good job in forming that team.
Thank you. Peter?
No new business.
All right, a couple things for me. As far as the subcommittee, I know Jody mentioned 9 people. Originally, I announced 7 people that were on that committee. The intent was always to have an architect as part of that group. And after going through a process and talking to a number of people, like I said, I did have some people say no, but we did appoint 2 additional people from the original group, and it was Jocelyn Palaganis and also Shannon Halliday, who's an architect and lives here in town. So I know both of these individuals very well, and I know they'll be a strong addition to the subcommittee. And I know they'll do a very diligent job in working with you guys and with the public to come with some great ideas. So once again, I thank you guys for doing that. Second, I will be having a ward meeting on the 1st of November at the Yacht Club from 9 to 11. We will be talking about all the things to do with the first ward. So it's not going to be a boardwalk or a 600 boardwalk meeting. It's going to be about real life issues that are going on for the people that happen to live down in North End. So everyone's welcome. I did invite the mayor. I think he's coming, but it'll be a good meeting. We have to be out of there by 11 because they have other events that day, but everyone's welcome.
Will there be food?
Well, Bill's getting his knee replaced that week, so I maybe just some coffee. Thanks, Pete. And then, just one thing about, the whole thing with 801, I'm always fair with this stuff. And when we looked at the Crown Bank building, we all toured it, and we have 2 floors over there that are really beautiful. I mean, I wish the public could go see it, because they really did a good job with redoing that. But when we looked at it, and then we saw how well that was doing, that was really when, it wasn't just the mayor, it was all 7 of us that said, let's look at this. If we can save 10 or 12 or 15 million by not doing the building back here, let's look into it. And we were all in agreement. It was 7 to nothing, because I talked to everyone. And I don't want to bash the guy that owns it. We started doing some diligence there and looking at things and looking at stuff kept popping up. And, I think it was a good learning experience from us all, because it really led us to the new police station. And we all kind of learned that we didn't want to be in the remodeling business. We wanted to start fresh. And so I don't think there was a lot of negatives that came out. I think we all learned a lot, and I think it helped us get to a good spot. But we had to look at it because it could have been a significant cost savings, and that's our jobs to do that. And once we learned some of the other questions, then it was 7-0 to go the direction that we were going to go. So I think something positive came out of it, and it is true that we all did work together in that, and we all learned the information, and we all made the decision. I think ultimately that was best. So I just want to be fair about all that sort of thing. With that being said, we will go out to.
If the building is safe, just I want everybody to realize, and because that's important, because everyone just talks because they think they know what they're talking about. It's great for what it is right now, but once you go to a police station, that's what changed it all. And we were good for a while until all of a sudden they came up with this new earthquake thing. So, I don't know how you earthquake a building, but that's when all the millions and millions, and that really was a turn thing. But the owners are doing a good job. You see the scaffolding out there now. They were going to do the facade a long time ago until we decided we were going to do our due diligence. So I don't want anybody to think that the owners of that Crown Bank are not taking care of it, because they are.
Yeah.
And they were waiting a little bit for us, and there was nothing bad, and they have their own engineers and all that kind of stuff. But it's a safe building. It's not going anywhere. No matter what anybody says, it's a nice 100-year-old building. It's going to last longer than all of us.
Yeah, and thanks for adding that, because I love that building, and I want it to be there, and that was part of us maybe keeping it. But I think it all worked out for the best. So with that being said, I will go out to citizen comment. Joe, you're going to come up first because I had to cut you off. Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Board members, committee members, thank you for your leadership and thank you for your skills and your education that you brought to this community. As my compass indicates, Ocean City is heading in the right direction. I personally found over 21 bikes in the past 4 weeks that have been abandoned on the boardwalk, close to the police station, under the boardwalk, and so forth, just in my travels in my electric bike. And I reported them using the non-911 to the police. That's public safety's responsibility, but the police communicated that to public safety. They sit there longer than 3 days. What you do is you tag them, and then you come back to it the next amount of days. It's not like an abandoned car. We need to do something about that, because some of those bikes have to re-report because they've been there over 3 weeks. So that's one agenda. I took it upon myself to canvass Atlantic City, and I went down the boardwalk, and I found 5 vendors that want to come to Ocean City and set up shop. I shared with them the rent. I gave them a spectrum of what the rent would be. And they go, oh, tell me, is that all it's going to be? So they were impressed, and they want to come to Ocean City. Ocean City is the future. It's growing. Now, there's a lot of things I can say, and the time is ticking, and I'm going to use every bit of it. What I want to say is, we have a playground that you lift weights. It has a sign that says security cameras are present, but yet I saw no security cameras at that site. We do have security cameras on the boardwalk, and we can monitor them at the fire station 1 on the LCD screens. It's great. It gives visibility of what's going on, especially during the flag raising ceremony, which I participate with. I also made arrangements with the local American Legion, the VFWs, the AMVETs, the Knights of Columbus to get police bikes donated to the Ocean City Police Department. So there's going to be at least 4 bikes. We spoke about that. At least 4 or 5 bikes that are going to be donated. And they're going to be donated within our budgets, and we're looking to do it early part of next year. And they're going to be petticoats, and they're going to be built up the way you guys want them to when you get the bikes. We talked about electric bikes. It's a problem. You got 2, 3 kids on electric bikes. They're exceeding the speed limit, and they're not wearing helmets. That's the parents' responsibilities, not ours. It's the parents not doing their jobs. All we have to do is educate them. We could put radar traps on the boardwalk. It's like we have on the bridge to show you what your speed is. But those are digital signs. We don't want to pollute the boardwalk with digital signs. We already did that when we put the Ocean City Music Pier sign up. We went against one of our regulations to do that, but it was a must. It allows people to see from all over the world what's at the Music Pier. And I saw Wayne Newton, had a great time. And so did Keith. So it brings me to the point. Ocean City's growing. We're doing it exponentially, and we're doing it right. We're taking baby steps, but we're doing it right. We already talked about the engineering. Engineering's awesome. Civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, the boardwalk materials, the screws that go into the boardwalk, the inspections. When I ride my bike down the boardwalk, I notice those things. I inspect things in great detail because I was a flight test inspector for Boeing on the CH-47 Chinook program. I was formerly with the 3rd 101st 159 Aviation Regiment, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, with 3 combat tours, working on Apache helicopters. I don't miss things. And if I do, it's on me, not you. I have a relationship with the police department, a good one, and the fire department, and the lifesavers, not the Coast Guard, but what do you call it? The people that protect lifeguards. And I tell them jokes, like, may I ask you a question? And they say, sure. And I said, I just did. Now I want to talk about something that's on my mind, and that's the hotel. There's not one vendor on a hotel that has disagreed with me. All the vendors on a hotel, I polled it, 82.7% want that hotel. They want that hotel because it's going to give a 365-day year, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, a place for people to stay, park, relax, and enjoy the ocean. All you have to do is bring it to planning and decide how you want to do it, how it's going to fit into the city like a puzzle, how it's going to play in with what we do and what we've done. Ocean City, New Jersey, that symbol right there, America's greatest family resort. It is. People confuse it with Ocean City, Maryland. Absolutely not. And that concludes my speech. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Joey. All right, we'll keep going this side of the room. Nelson, come on up.
Greetings, I'm Dice Common Nelson, Central Avenue. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. here in City Council chambers, we the people are going to be here, me and whomever else, to discuss the organic law. Organic means living, the living law of our country. What is it? 4 of them, you can come learn about them. And the flag is living, according to our government. I happen to agree with it. I'm not living, though, when I get hauled into municipal court. There was a recent municipal court hearing, trial, where I refused to cross the bar. I attempted to put the 4 organic laws into evidence. You know what Judge Freed said, standing in for Judge Russell, who are bar members which come out of London? They're the Crown. Prince is meeting with the Pope. There's a reason why I spent time in jail. Both of them, the Prince or the King and the Pope, are responsible because we the people have not done our job. Our founding fathers spent their blood, sweat, and tears to give us freedom. We've lost it. My journey for the last 10 years and dozens and thousands of other men and women are bringing us back. The meeting tomorrow, by the way, lasts an hour. I enjoyed many opportunities in my lifetime to catch a wave of the Holy Spirit. It's never stuck in Ocean City. I spent years figuring out how can I spend some of my life bringing the wave of the Holy Spirit and the benefit to this town that was supposedly founded on Christian principles. I believe it was, but according to read the 7 churches of Revelation, many of them had some things that our Messiah said, you're doing a couple things mistakenly. He didn't condemn us, he just said correct them. One of the things we need to correct is that the founding fathers of this city were members of a witchcraft warlock organization called the Freemasons. Next to the Crown Bank building, there is a little sign. That's where the original temple worship. What were they worshiping? It wasn't God Almighty. They were casting spells on themselves and on their children and grandchildren. I'm a victim. That's how come I know. And I also figured out how to correct the problem. The blood of Jesus will correct the problem. During one of my experiences of receiving words from the Holy Spirit, I woke up one morning, he said Hebrews 12. Okay? So I'm just going to read you a few of the verses. I've been studying it for 40 years. Therefore, this is after the Hall of Faith of Hebrews 11, Abraham, Enoch, etc., etc. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. That's what I've been trying to do. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. I've had to think about this as I'm suffering with the Chinese torture lights in your jail that we're ready to put up some more in this town. Don't do it, okay? In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. Well, I have shed my blood. My wrists have been maimed. There's been blood inside from the broken vessels from the police. Now, cause and effect. I'm going to make a couple statements. I'm okay if you don't agree with me. But Eric Hall, who's the current pastor of St. Peter's, wants to put me in jail for another 240 years because they're using the guns, which I saw a machine gun right over here on the way here today. All I want is to bring the power of the Holy Spirit to town. When I was not allowed to go to this church to bring the miracle-working power, a woman died of brain cancer, and a little baby toddler in the gardens had their head crushed. Both members of the church, I'm not allowed to think about it. Cause and effect.
All right, thanks, Nelson. Anyone else? Frank?
I will be quick. It's rarely that I have much to say. My name is Frank Worrell, 3307 Simpson Avenue, Ocean City. First of all, I was at the last council meeting, and I was ambivalent about the hotel. But after watching all those business people say, and they made a lot of sense, we need an anchor down there. I'm not against it, and we could use the tax bill. Another thing is, this seems minor, but we had a big issue tonight about $48,000. Well, that's to the right of the decimal point on this. It's so far to the right of the decimal point in this organization, how much money we have to spend a year just to keep this city running. But I find it picayune to pick on it. When you had 7, 9 people, 10 people working on it, trying to do the best. And when I first started out working, I had a position of responsibility, and I was a young guy, and I was going to do this right. Well, my employer called me and told me to do something. And I did a lot of measurement and ordered a lot of stuff. It was totally wrong. I called him up after about 2 weeks, and I finally got enough nerve to tell him I screwed up. He said, well, if you're working, you'll make a mistake. If you don't do anything, you're not making a mistake. So you people worked, and you made a mistake of $48,000, which we could have put hundreds of policemen on the street and take care of the boardwalk and whatever else you can do with $48,000, but you can't even buy a new car. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else on this side? All right, move over here. Ma'am, come on up. Marion, I'll get to you next. Come on. Yep, I don't know your name, I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Jackie Murphy, and I live at Brighton Place. I just want to make a comment about the proposed playground. I have 5 children, 12 grandchildren, so I'm not anti-children. But I do not think that the open space there should be used for a playground. I believe that Ocean City has proven over the years that every little bit of open space gets taken with something. And to put a huge playground there on one of the most vulnerable beaches on the island. I live there. I see the ocean coming up in when the hurricane came by, and just recently in the nor'easter. I think that will be a big mistake. And as far as, 800,000, it's never what you think it will be. It will always be more. And that's my feeling on that. And I would like to see more open space in Ocean City preserved, especially the vulnerable beach. And 5th Street, 6th Street, one of the most vulnerable. 17th Street is another, 14th Street, and I believe 9th Street. And I think it would be a big mistake. There's plenty of playgrounds. The biggest playground is right there on the other side of the boardwalk. It's the beach. So take care of that and then save some money. Thank you.
Thank you. Marion, you had your hand up?
I'm nervous talking. Mary Ann Brewer, 308 6th Street. So I don't know all of the legalities, but I'm asking City Council and the mayor to either please pass an ordinance or to talk to the city solicitor for the planning board to start videotaping their meetings and also the zoning board meetings. I do not feel that audio is enough. We deserve full transparency. We deserve to see who is speaking, what is voted on, by who. I heard that they are looking at sensitive documents, but only they can see them. The public cannot. So all the material, they're looking at it in front of them. I'm sure the public would appreciate actually seeing the meetings on YouTube, just like City Council does. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Marianne. All right, anyone else over here?
Mr. Crowley?
Yep, I'm sorry.
For the benefit of Ms. Brewer and the public in general, the planning board applications and the documents that are presented to the planning board members and the zoning board members are available online. If there's an exhibit presented at the meeting, that may not be available to the public, but everything else is posted. The application, the plans, and the reports by the board professionals are available online on the city website. I'm saying that the written plans, the written plans are available online.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Dottie. Anyone else over here? Dave?
David Breeden, 114 Victoria Lane, Marion Park. Looks like I'm odd man out tonight on Crown Bank Building, but that's okay because adversity builds character. Mr. Crowley, Mr. Savastano, thank you for your response to my initial comments. My only thing is, please follow the law, and the law would have been very simple to follow in this case. There are extraordinary circumstances in which paperwork catches up. This was not one of them. I thought the September 25th meeting of City Council was remarkable because Council approved on first reading a $12.6 million acquisition with little or no documentation before them. You took the leap of faith based upon information from the city solicitor, which is fine because second reading was pending receipt of that information. Now, I've been to countless public meetings, and I thought some remarks were rather remarkable, which required me to do a little follow-up. Number one was that the city had a period of time in which they had to accomplish the transaction before they would be subject to the mansion tax. Mr. McCross has said that we had to file the deed with the county clerk before November 15th. I checked on that, and that was correct. But in order to take advantage of that grace period, you had to execute a sales of agreement to purchase the property, which the mayor executed on July 9th, 2025. That wasn't mentioned in her presentation. In that sales agreement that the mayor executed without council's consent, again required by law under Faulkner, was a $12.6 million sales price. I wondered where the city got that $12.6 million. So I asked for some appraisals. I was told on October 2nd that the appraisals were still not finalized. A little bit more work, and I got cover pages to the appraisals. One appraisal was submitted to the city on April 16th. Another one was on August 27th. So I failed to understand what takes months or weeks to finalize an appraisal. Another item in the sales contract was that 30 days after execution of the contract, sidewalk protection had to be installed around the Crown Bank building. This, I assume, was based on a report from an engineer that the city commissioned that stated, until repairs can commence, temporary protection should be installed to restrict access to the area below the facades due to the unsafe condition. I'm not saying it's unsafe. The mayor's report that the city paid for is saying it's unsafe. Another issue that I was baffled about was, as stated tonight, the city, the administration, and the council have been working on this for months. How could there be no due diligence on this on September 25th available to council? Again, Oprah request, and I discovered there were 7 documents that should have been readily available to council. A structural inspection performed in November 22, facade assessment report, May 29th, 2025, environmental assessments, phase 1 and 2. The city received them from the seller before July 9th. Structural condition assessment, August 14th. Roof assessment report, September 2nd. And geotechnical investigation report, September 8th. I'm frustrated over this because we've been talking about the public safety building an extended period of time. And when the mayor mentions Fifth Street, he always says 2022, it's 2020. At this point, I wish we built that facility because I think in the long run, we would have saved money based on everything we're doing here that's counterproductive. Mayor, with all due respect, next time you tell us that you're transparent, save it.
Careful, Dave.
Careful, Dave. Your actions
Yeah,
do
your
not.
actions?
Your actions do not match your words. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else from the side?
Don't want George to answer.
Okay. Can I put you on the timer?
No, he don't get time. I hear transparency one time, but I'm sick and tired of it because this council knows and everything that I fought for knows. So you can go all you want on Oprah's, but council knows what I've done. I'm sick and tired of public you saying transparency, Dave, because you know it's just you're Lucky I don't feel good tonight. Go ahead. Tell them the truth.
I think I said it earlier, we've worked in lockstep with council. Council was aware of what we were doing all through this process. We met, and I don't know if I can talk about closed sessions, but we can, we talked about proceeding with due diligence. And as the administration, we met with the various professionals that we had that produced the reports that Mr. Breeden talked about. We weren't done with due diligence. Just having a report,
Oh, I feel better.
we're not going to give you reports piecemeal until we have all of the information. Because some of those reports, for instance, the first facade report that mentioned we needed sidewalk protection. The reason we didn't put up sidewalk protection right away is because the owner, as soon as we provided with them, we report, they gave us an engineer's report that said they didn't need sidewalk protection. So, from a licensed engineer. And we did further due diligence with that. And you can see the sidewalk protection going up now. It's being put up because after we had gotten further due diligence done, our construction official required them to proceed with the sidewalk protection, which we had as part of the agreement of contract that we had for sale, which we had an out for. We had an out for that agreement of sale. And the appraisals were not finalized. They were never finalized. So they weren't ready to be released. But we did discuss with council, one of the appraisals we had and the number we had that we struck the agreement of sale that number was based on. See, it's easy to take information from an OPA request, take reports that you get, but don't talk to the people that do the work, and then weave a story. Weave a story that talks about, not doing things right. It's easy to do that. But if you're not the person in the arena doing the work day in and day, and you should know this because you worked in government, if you're not there doing the work, in the meetings, talking with the people who make the decisions, then you don't really know how the decisions were made. But the decisions that we made insofar as 801 Asbury, we worked with the council all along the way and kept them informed. And I think, we've worked well with council. We've been as transparent as possible. I think our transparency is evident in the dozens, if not hundreds of OPA requests that have been submitted by one individual, and put this office through, and put our offices through all kinds of work to produce documents in order to satisfy these OPA requests. And we do that because it's the law. And we have no problem doing that. But it does get a little bit frustrating, and I think it's political. It's absolutely political. It's designed to cast aspersions on this administration, but it's not based on what are the actual facts. Like I said, you can take and weave a story from documents that you've gotten through an OPA request, but until you talk to everyone involved about what actually happened, you don't really have the true story. If you want to have the true story, give me a call anytime, but I never get a call. So.
Amen.
All right, thank you, George. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
I have a question.
No, to
Are
come
we
up.
Revisiting the issue, the hotel issue at the yacht club meeting?
No, we are not. We're talking about the first word, which is the bridge to 4th Street. That's it.
Okay. Is the hotel issue dead?
We're going to talk about,
It's supposed to be dead.
I'll talk to you after the meeting. Anyone else for public comment? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.